Hello everybody, Average Gamer, and welcome to a special little video. So in this video I want to talk about why we haven't seen gameplay footage. And I want to think about the fact that what we think of gameplay footage is actually a little different. And a lot of people have been complaining about the fact that, and including myself, that we're not seeing gameplay footage. And then I realized something today. Supreme Ruler 2, Supreme Ruler 1, you really didn't play, you had the world in front of you and all that stuff, but most of the time you were in screens with spreadsheet information. I'm going to just put it lightly. So a lot of information on the screen and all that stuff. So you had info screens, basically. That was the gameplay in Supreme Ruler 1 and 2, mostly. Yeah, you had your warfare and all that stuff, but most of the time you had your screens up. You're looking at demographics, you're looking at, tax rates and, where you're spending your money and all that stuff. And I just realized that's what they've been providing us this entire time. So yeah, I'm going to quickly go through this version of the explanation politics trailer. But when you start looking at about here, you'll start noticing that, the actual information we're getting is those what I call spreadsheet screens. So some of them are obviously screenshots, like this, for example. But when you think about it in the overall long term, okay, well, we've seen that multiple times, that's just filler. But here's some gameplay. I missed it, but I also missed one other thing here. Look right here. I don't know if you guys can see it in game or in the recording. You might not be able to. There are things floating in the air. Here. A lot of things on the ground and a lot of things in the air. I think these are your units. Because that is over Europe. There's a couple more down here. And there's a couple over here. This obviously, not gameplay footage, but here we actually get to see theoretically some gameplay footage. You can see the person's actually mousing over stuff and their cursor's missing. Now, I will say this. A lot of things we're seeing, in the internal laws and stuff like that, that's all from Superpower 2. We've seen these things before. What they're showing us are things that we've already seen before in the previous games. So I'm still thinking that this is a remake, but we haven't seen gameplay footage because this game is mostly built around the screens instead. So you can see every now and then, a cursor, the mouse cursor, they'll move the mouse across, but the mouse is just missing. If we watch down over here, you'll see for a split second something is going to pop up. Right there. So let's bring that back a little bit. So here we go. Closing media will be recriminations and the amount of protest depending on audiences. Sorry, I'm still getting over I'm having some issues with my allergies, so it's one reason why I haven't been streaming. Outlets to contrary political party problem. One thing that blah 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 blah. So closing a media. Closing a media. I don't even understand what that means. That's more of a... Right here. Status closed. Los Angeles Sentinel. So closing a media in this case is maybe a newspaper? But I'm assuming... Selected country, France. Los Angeles Sentinel. Okay. Yeah, stability and all that stuff. So, I mean, these are technically the gameplay videos we're seeing. Because this, to be honest, is technically the gameplay. I think they're expecting us to play 90% of our game to 95% in these screens. And that is the main reason why they're showing these as the gameplay. In addition, though, here's another thing. So this is the old missions for I'm assuming, the Special Forces. Everything in this game so far that we're seeing is the same. Yeah, they're even called cells. So that's something that we've already seen. That's the demographic videos and stuff like that. So yeah, so in my opinion, are we seeing gameplay? Yes. Is it the gameplay we're expecting? No. Does this game still feel and look like a remaster or a remake? Yes. In my opinion, I don't think this should be called Superpower 3 if it turns out to be a remake / a remaster. If it's a remake / remaster, I also don't think it's worth the third. I think it's $30. They're calling for. Though you can't pre-order it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so it says $29.99 or €30. I'm assuming this is American. So if I go and say, hey, I'm a Canadian, we're going to say $29.99 USD to CAD. Almost $40 for a remake. Now that's assuming regional pricing also, which is a thing. I look at certain things like that and go, this game has too many questions for me. And the theory behind it being released or pushed up in the release date, like it wasn't supposed to be released possibly till next year, makes sense. One of the reasons why I'm not going to be buying this game on launch is also because of the quick little, hey, we've started working on this game. Hey, we're releasing it in a couple weeks. Hey, it's $30. And to me, if it's a remaster or a re-envisioning, basically, of Superpower 2, then that would make sense as to how they were able to pump it through so fast, because they're using Superpower 2 as a template. But the fact that they've specifically have said it's not Superpower 2, it's not a remake, it's not a reimagining, it is its own game, it is the successor to Superpower 2. That tells me that it should have taken longer. It should have been it should still be in the oven and cooking. It should not be that released this soon. Now, mind you, if it comes out that, hey, we've been working on this game for the last 4 years, and this was our plan the whole time, was to announce it and then release it within a couple months of announcing its release, or its production, then there we go. Because Superpower 2 was announced, here we go, in September of last year. So it's been a year. Sorry about that. It's been a year. The game's been out for a full year. So, sorry. Yeah. Allergies. This is one reason why I'm not streaming. So the game has been in development for just over a year. Cool. Well, we went from getting pictures of the game like this to images like this within what? That was January. Doesn't say even here. This says they've been keeping quiet about it for a long time. Yeah, because they announced it in September. Just said, hey, Merry Christmas in December. January of this year, they're like, hey, we're going to do a regular thing of dev diaries to give you people an insights in the game, development process, etc., etc., etc. There you go. And then almost every month, right? Here's our first one in there's another one in January, another one in February. Breakdown of what the person is and how they're going to fit the game in March March again. We can ignore that because it's originally Superpower, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, another one in March, etc., etc. So, then we get screens like this. It's like, okay, then we're getting the model of the Leopard 1. Some world map stuff. But to me, it's feeling more and more and more like a remaster or a remake. With my assumption that the 3-to-1 method. So people have been telling me that usually for every 1 year a game has been publicly known, it's been 3 years of development. So we've known the game for 1 year, so we were probably in development for 3 years prior to us knowing about it. So theoretically, this is year 4. Or no, sorry, it would be year 4. We found out about it this time last year, so that would have been, actually, that would have been year 4, and now we're so we're in year 5 now. So theoretically, the game has been in development for 5 years. They haven't told us how long they've been working on it. Just that, oh, hey, by the way, in September, we announced it's coming. Like, nowhere here does it say, hey, this is how long we've been working on the game for. If they told us, hey, we've been working on this for the last 3 or 4 years, and now we're happy to bring this out to the public and have you guys see it and have it released maybe in a couple of years, that would have been cool. We didn't even get that. We just got a, hey, we're working on it. Hey, we're working on it. Hey, we're still working on it. Here's some dev information. Here's some gameplay footage and things like that. Oh, and by the way, it's coming out next week. It's coming out in 3 weeks. This game has so many red flags to me. You would... How can I put this? Some developers, many developers, after it's been publicly acknowledged that the game's out and it's like, hey, we're working on insert name, they will tell you how long they've been working on it. For example, with Victoria 3, when it finally got announced, they told people, hey, we're telling you about it. We've been working on it for the last couple of years, but it's not going to be released for another year or so. And then there was a slow build-up, right? A slow roll build-up to release day. Like now they're doing live streams every 2 weeks about Vicky 3. Here, we haven't heard any news in September, for example, really other than, oh, hey, by the way, here's the release date. It's like, okay, what about the military, the warfare mechanics? The moment they announced the release day, which is in September 16th, that's when we started getting our videos. That's when we started getting things like that, where it's like, okay, here's a video this week, here's a video. But if you notice, they've only released 3 videos, and that's it. And it's like, oh, okay. So we know about the demography. Cool. Learn about the economy. Cool. Oh, and then the explanation / launch announcement trailer. This is basically the, oh, hey, by the way, it's out. I'm sorry, I'm rambling a lot, but I think this is going to possibly not be the greatest release. I think the developers were on one schedule, and THQ was on another schedule. And there may have been some miscommunication. Either way, I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to end up with a very sticky, dirty release. Fingers crossed I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong. But yeah, I have a bad feeling. A lot of people are like, well, why don't you just buy it? And then if it's bad, refund it. It's like, well, I don't want to reward them in the first place by giving them my money. Because games like this, it takes more than 2 hours, which is, I think it's 2 hours, 1 week, or whichever is, as long as you haven't gone past that 2 hour time span. Thing is, with games like this, you will go past that time, that game time way faster than needed. or then before you even start finding bugs, issues, and things like that, or you start realizing, oh shit, this really is the same game. I'm not even going to bother doing that. I'm going to wait and see. I know a few people that are already saying they're going to buy it no matter what. Fine. They can buy it when they put up video and stuff like that. I'll watch them. But if it turns out to be a remake, I'm probably not going to buy it. If it's a remake, I might wait till the following year's Steam Summer Sale, and then I'll start doing videos about it and things like that. But right now, I have a bad feeling. And THQ already ruined my Warhammer stuff. So let's see now if they start trying to ruin my real-time strategy stuff. That's it, though. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Gotta go let the dog in because he's barking. Bye-bye.